Welcome to another episode of the Starter Girls Podcast with your host, Jennifer Loading.
And Brianna Drelas. And together we are the Starter Girls.
Where extraordinary decisions produce extraordinary results. These are our friends, these are your friends, and they are living the extraordinary. Today's episode is brought to you by Walt Mills Photographer of Glad Models Agency. If you are here in the Dallas or surrounding area and looking for some photography work, check out Walt Mills. You can learn more about him and his work at photosbywalt.com.
And head on over to startergirls.com and pick up your free gift. We are so excited to help you up-level those decision-making skills, and we want to keep in touch. So head over to startergirls.com right now and grab yours today.
All right, I think we're ready to get started.
Yes, all right.
All right, today is a great day to be brave. You might as well start now. You have the power to change your circumstances any day you decide. Let today be that day. Rise up, be amazing, be you, do you. All right, my friends, as you can see, we have guests in the studio today, and Brianna and I always get excited.
Guests.
Yes, gorgeous guests.
guests.
We always get excited when the guests are here in the studio. Why? Because the podcast is so much more fun.
Yes.
We love it.
Indeed.
All right, so we want to welcome our guests to the studio today. We have Sasha Spivey and Stacey George from Franki Ray. They are, as they put it, the founderettes of this company. And so we're super excited to have them here. But I want to tell our listeners a little bit about you guys before we get this going. So, as they put it, our beautiful friendship began in kindergarten. Since then, it has inspired an adoration for life that shines brightest when we are together. Franki Ray is a celebration of all things wonderful. We are the pioneers of bringing back the briefcase. Our business bags are showstoppers. Every Franki Ray creation is uniquely designed and constructed of the finest leathers by the hands of artisans. These couture, I love this word, qualities make our goods the ultimate companion for all of life's most beautiful moments. The sophisticated exteriors and vivacious interior patterns are a perfect fit for the rebel-hearted as we embark on our daily routine or travel abroad. And you are speaking my language because the rebel is what I love. Yeah. So welcome to the show. We are so excited to have you both here today.
Oh, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, and you guys can see these cute bags, and we're going to have them talk about them. They are just like the bomb diggity over here, so super excited about seeing those things. But I want to kick this off really quick. I want you guys to tell us a little bit about the background behind this, how this came about for you two. We touched upon y'all been friends since like kindergarten, which I think is phenomenal, and especially to move into creating a business. I just think that is awesome. So tell us a little bit, I guess, how this came about, what inspired it.
Well, it started, we hang out all the time and have our entire lives. And so one year at Sasha's birthday party, truly this is the moment that it became an idea of monetizing every moment that we spend together.
Getting paid.
So I had given her a present, and it was in this bag, and one of the girls at the party had asked if I'd made the bag. And I dabbled in design with apparel in like previous years, but I never really fully committed to the scale. So I was like, no, I didn't. But I turned to Sasha in the same motion. No, Sasha, maybe we should make some bags. And from there, it spiraled into what you see today. I mean, we had the idea, and the second that it clicked for us that it was something we could do and that we should be doing, we did it. So here we are.
Yeah. So amazing.
Founderetting.
Yeah.
And I like this term, founderette. I think this is just like it's kind of like when we talk about like entrepreneuress or mompreneurs. You know, I've never heard anybody say that word before.
Oh yeah, my mom literally texted it. We have a group text going with the three of us, and she was like, "How are my founderettes?" And we're like, "Ah, that's so cute," because
it was like the day of our launch, or we were launching.
Yeah, it was.
And
It was
like,
just really fun.
You're like, that's our word.
Cool
Bam.
word. Yeah. So yes, it has been printed on our business cards.
So awesome.
great.
We use it. So
So
like,
great.
what's your title? Co-founderette.
Love it. Well, so when I first met Stacey, you had literally launched that week, and then I want to say either a week later or a few days later,
10 days.
we were all shut down because of the pandemic. So I remember chatting with you, and there was a lot of question marks.
Yes.
So now we're a year and a half into it, so to speak. Are you guys thrilled with being able to like push through all that, or like how are you guys? Like obviously here this is exciting, but like that's a lot, right?
Yes.
That's a lot.
It was a lot. I think on the front end, the momentum was, I still had my full-time job. Sasha had just turned in her resignation to her full-time job because she was ready to go full-time. And I was planning on leaving my job in about 6 months or so pre-pandemic. Then the pandemic hit. So Sasha was, you know, full throttle, 100% going to make this work because she just left her day job as well. So she became our PR team, like you would not believe. So, I mean, PR yourself is a true art form, and I've learned a lot from Sasha and in that entire realm. And so ultimately everything that culminated over, you know, that period really kind of bled over into, I think I would call successes that we're seeing now. So if you want to tell them a little bit about some of the things you did, I think it's very important.
Are you thrilled? It's like, yeah, we're thrilled now. Like rewind, you know, 7 or 8 months ago, I probably would have a different way to describe the feeling. There's certainly, you know, entrepreneurial life is not for the faint of heart. There are ups and downs anyway. You go into it knowing it's, you know, a battle every day. You got to fight for it. And, you know, the work ethic isn't really where we struggle, but this was a very unforeseen and unprecedented circumstance to add to the already, you know, kind of intimidating pile of things to talk you out of entrepreneurship. And it was on a global scale, and it happened 10 days after we launched. So it was more of a, what
did we do?
Cool. Like
we had a great start though.
Yeah. Oh my God, that first 10 days was banging.
It was.
Like, it was
we were like,
awesome.
we're going straight to the top.
Yeah. Until we didn't. Yeah. But we just took a different route, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, really a lot of it was, you know, shifting and pivoting to being more of a grassroots effort, finding ways to communicate with our audience and on social media when you can't see or, you know, interact with your friends, but without being, you know, disrespectful of the pandemic. Because, you know, the first 2 months you really couldn't post about anything or talk about anything, and nobody wanted to hear anything except whether we were all going to die or not.
Right. Yeah.
And so, you know, being able to navigate social media in a way to keep this, you know, giant launch that we just had, you know, sort of relevant or keep our brand aware, that kind of thing was a tricky animal, but we, you know, focused on Dallas based, kind of making a cult following, you know, videoing ourselves doing our things and, you know, making smaller products that, you know, would help sustain and generate some cash flow in the interim. Podcasts, as you know, got a huge, you know, increase in desire to listen to, and just the ones that were out there. So we're like, neat, Dallas podcast hashtags, search them all, reach out, email, and just finding a way to, I guess, make things happen. And the good news is everyone's going through the same shit show.
Right.
And so thinking outside of the box and finding a way to come together and work cohesively and synergistically didn't seem so such a weird ask, I guess. So that was very helpful, is that everybody seemed to be very united, and especially on the small business front in Dallas and supporting. So luckily most of the emails we sent out requesting or phone calls, you know, went answered with a yes. So that was kind of our biggest way to get out there, inform other people that we do exist, fulfill the orders. You know, we're so grateful our inventory was actually here. So we were able to fulfill orders that were received instead of saying like, oh, well, our factory's shut down maybe in 6 months or whenever we decide that maybe people are working. You know, a lot of unanswereds that we didn't really have to deal with. But most of all was really just filming ourselves on the internet.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, this is really good. And I think the thing, you know, that I'm hearing from you, and I know what seeing a lot of businesses having come through the pandemic, because I think a lot of us had to really pivot. I mean, I know Brianna did, I know myself, when I talk about, you know, I was doing kind of a little bit differently than I'm doing now. We were doing a podcast at that time, but I was doing other things. And when that pandemic hit, we all were forced to go, okay, what do we do now? Like, this is not going to work, what we're doing. Now we have to shift. And so I think that is remarkable for you guys, having gone into that 10 days in and then having that, being able to make that pivot and say, what do we need to do? Yes. But I will say something else that I really love. Your social media is awesome, by the way. It is very good.
Thank you.
When I tell other people about you guys, I'm like, you got to go check out their Instagram page. The just the color, the vibrancy, the photos, because it's almost like it's like this retro brought forward. You know, this little like sassy.
We have a word for it.
Yeah.
What is the word? Tell us the word.
Our initial collection, because it did evolve into what it is today. We tell them, go
We
ahead.
call it neo-retro.
I love
you
it.
got it.
There
You got
it is,
it.
Neo.
really
That's
did.
the word. Okay.
You may not have known the word, but you're picking up on the vibe.
Yes, I'm getting the
Thanks. We're
vibe.
gonna
Yes,
toot,
yes.
toot our
And
little-
for our audience, most of them, if they've seen the Kaylee episode, Kaylee Ocampo, because she was on our show
Yes.
on the podcast
yeah.
twice, and
She's
so she was the
awesome.
one that connected us. And I remember her saying, "You got to check these girls out." And I went to your Instagram page immediately, and I'm like, "Oh, I like them. They just got the sassy, spunky something happening there."
Yeah.
Speaking my language, so
Neat.
super excited about that. But something we heard, Brianna and I, we had a guy on here, Scott Ferguson, amazing guy, was on a podcast here, and one of the things he said about entrepreneurs, I think it was something about being broke every day. You wake up and you're broke as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
You really are, because you are investing. No matter what you have in the bank, you are investing that every single day. You are reinvesting and seeing how you can grow and what you can turn that money into. You never think, oh, this is disposable. It never is. It's always, what can I do with this and what can I turn it into? So I think that is the exact mentality is, you do feel like you're always broke, because you're like, who else do we have to pay to get to where we need to get?
Absolutely.
And do we have the money to do that? You never think,
And if not, where do we
what's
find
my
it?
paycheck going to look like? You don't ever, I mean, if you're really in it, and especially in the beginning phases like this, if you don't think that way, you're probably not going to grow. And if you do, then you have some magic luck. Good luck to you. But, for the rest of
the
us.
genie dropped down on you, right? For the rest of us,
Right,
we
yeah.
have to work. And it
Yeah.
sounds like you guys
It's
have great
about that
work
hustle.
ethics. So,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, I love the
Yeah.
word hustle, too. I talk about that one a lot, too. It's a good word to have. So, you guys are doing awesome. So, I think I want to look at some of y'all's stuff. You need to show our audience some of these things. Talk about your
Okay.
collection. Tell us about it. What's happening with it?
So this, I guess we would call this our pride and joy, or our golden goose. We have rebranded and modernized the briefcase. We call them business bags, because whatever your business is and however you want to look doing it, this is what you need. And so they are
It's too cute.
really awesome.
So cute.
And we have our customized lion clasp hardware
wow.
here for looking
Give it a
looking
pop
pretty
open.
fancy.
Pull the bottom of the
Open them
mane.
up.
Yeah, this is awesome.
And then the vivacious interior comes into play.
Look at it in the glitter.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
And we
So-
know what the lion means, right?
Fierce,
So-
fierce
exactly.
AF, right?
Yeah, I love it.
And so we have 3 different designs with exterior colors that vary, and then the interiors will correspond with those. But this is all original artwork. All the interior textiles are Franki Ray OGs. We've designed everything ourselves. The business bags come in 2 sizes. This is a mini, so this will fit a 13-inch laptop or like an iPad or a tablet. And then we have the standard that will fit like 15, 16-inch laptop.
Okay.
Also, and they have shoulder straps and
I'm loving it.
all the things. But yeah, this is.
Can you imagine you
Pretty
walking
exciting.
down, with
yeah.
that?
Oh, we've done it. It will
I know.
change. It will change the room. Like you go in
yeah.
and you do this.
You're like, where is that
Everyone's
bag?
like, who that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
The focus group is strong data.
I
Yes.
love it. I
And
love
then
it.
we have a couple of other fun items.
So this is our travel / just day-to-day backpack. It can really function as anything that you need it to, because it is small, but it's like the Mary Poppins
cute.
bag. So y'all have to take it and look at all the room, and it's so soft, and there you have
my
3 total pockets that are
I kind of want to sleep
the over
in it.
you have two total pockets
Oh,
on
yeah.
the upper part, and then you have the front
The
zipper
leather's
pocket and the
amazing.
secret pocket in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Snazzy.
This is
Look
fantastic.
at us.
will
We're
fit-
digging in the bags here.
And then in this compartment, you can fit a 13-inch laptop or a tablet, but also a bottle of wine.
Yes.
Oh.
And these come
Clever.
in 3 different colors. So you can do our Mucha Muchacha pink,
Which is what you see
our
here.
Salacious Sasha blue turquoise, or the Santa Fe Stacy, which is like an olive green.
I just love it. The cute
Yeah.
name.
Which
Santa Fe
has-
Stacy.
They each have a matching
It's
duffel.
Buddy Duffel.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
She got like
Oh,
a weekend bag.
right? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So then this is the green that she mentioned, the Santa Fe
Santa Fe
Stacy.
Stacy.
Yeah. So we have a backpack that uses this same color scheme in an interior, and then there's a third. Yeah, these duffels are dope, y'all.
They are dope.
They fit into overhead storage the narrow way,
Little
so there's always room for
pockets.
it. This is a trolley sleeve, so you unzip it and you can
cute.
slide it over your roller handle for your luggage. So you have a hands-free option, or you zip it and it's a pocket again. And then they all have removable shoulder straps that attach to the hardware here that have like a cushion pad for you if you gotta carry it.
And the micro suede interior, because it is so soft within our weekender, our backpacks, and our business bags, and something that you'll see in a second, it keeps all of your valuables super safe, and you don't have to worry about, because sometimes bags will have almost like a, you know, kind of like a linen lining
Right.
or something that you don't necessarily feel comfortable putting a ring into the
Right.
pocket.
Right.
And so that can be a little bit of a rough texture. So we have double insulated the travel bags, as well as created, you know, a safe space for your things because it's so soft.
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
And speaking of safe space,
Oh my
even
gosh,
for
this
your
is super
rings.
cute.
So sometimes I might throw a ring or two into the pocket of the duffel, but when we are orchestrating our departure properly, we use, well, I'll just do this. But, the chain.
Oh, it's on the screen. Look how cool.
Yes, that's awesome. So you'll see our signature lion clasp
Show 'em what they
here.
got, Vanna.
And
Oh my gosh.
this is, put your arm out.
Oh yeah. As your purse or your strap option.
This is not
Yes.
so
You
cute.
can crossbody it or not.
Oh
And
my
yeah, you open it
gosh.
up.
And you can remove this chain as well.
Yeah,
the
and
strap.
so this would be where you slide your phone and like your lipstick for your little clutch going out.
my
You remove it
goodness.
here off the hardware. And so it could be an actual clutch without a chain if you want. But its other secret fun function is it's a jewelry roll for when you travel.
Oh,
So
I
you
love
slide your
it.
rings onto this bar here. You put your earrings, either the hooks or the
Oh
posts when you unsnap it, and they're all organized. Your necklaces you leave clasped, and you drop the pendants into this pouch here, and then you fold it up and travel, and you have your jewelry on you.
it's
And
a
then you
cute
also
clutch.
have a really great clutch for the
Yeah.
evening. Because there have been many a time where I'm like, oh, cool, I've traveled. I'm going to a nice dinner. I'll bring my backpack.
I needed a
'cause
clutch
you pretty
last
much only
night.
have, like,
Shoot.
right, like
And you
only have your
forget.
carry-on.
Yeah,
Right.
so this
You
is
know?
because, and you always, if you're smart, don't ever check your jewelry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a public service announcement. So, but this is easy to slide into a tote or this backpack or your Franki Ray duffel and have it there with you. Your jewelry is safe and on your person, and then it converts to, your evening bag, whether you're in town or traveling.
Yes,
we
you're
use
so
it all the
cute.
time. We're form and function, and we like multi-use because, well,
And
who
style.
doesn't?
Yes.
So,
That's so
yeah,
cool. Okay,
isn't
so
that
and I'm
neat?
seeing some matchy with the flowers
Mm-hmm.
and what this awesome, cute jacket is that you're wearing, both of you.
This is our signature floral.
Yes.
So you'll see it pop out everywhere. We're suckers for a floral in general, but this is one that kind of stole our hearts right away. So you'll see it here on our really cool.
And we designed this floral pattern. So
Okay.
we worked tirelessly to make sure that it was perfect. But also one that we could leverage for like multiple reasons, and that being different products. Really leverage it again as something that can identify our brand. And there's lots of brands that have their moment, and for us, the lion and this floral are what we hope that will be synonymous with Franki Ray from here on out.
Yeah,
So-
you know what's so neat about it? It's like the lion, like you think of fierce, and then the floral's kind of the dainty, feminine
Delicate,
quality.
yes.
It's like this fierce but delicate female
Yeah.
thing. I think that's what's making this so attractive.
I'm really pretty, but I'll kill
But I'm
you.
exactly, exactly. That is so true. It's so good, so good.
Can that be the title of it? I'm really
Yeah.
pretty, but I'll kill you.
Remind me. Let's don't forget that. We always have to come up with catchy titles. That is good. I
yes,
try to.
perfect.
It's so funny that we even say that because every time we do these shows, I always try to find a quote that one of the guests say in there, and
neat,
that's what
good.
I usually use for the title.
Cool.
So good stuff. Look at
Yes,
that.
So
we're gonna
awesome.
seem like a true crime episode, but we're
That's
not.
hey, but you know what? It's good stuff. I love it.
Yes.
So this is the next. This is the line that you're launching now,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So this is our up and coming.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's in are the leopard version, and so you'll see the signature floral here is her accent stripe, and then I'm signature floral head to toe, and they have corresponding pants, and then we have a white one also. And yeah, so those will be launching probably the end of this month. So
You guys are rock
look
stars.
out, fall.
And they have the lion embroidered also on them, as well as the jogger pants. So you'll see
cool.
the matching set.
Really,
That's great.
Yes.
yes.
So Dallas was a good market for you guys with the pandemic, I think. Like, it's good. You're talking about your cult following. Like, I think that's brilliant, especially with a line like this, because when things can be word of mouth and, you know, kind of like that underground virality, so to speak, especially in a city like Dallas, I think that you guys were in a good market for when the pandemic actually hit.
A great market, but also because it is such a tough market, it's kind of a bittersweet. Okay, is this something that we can break into, because it's not going to be easy, but it's definitely a kind of a, oh, great, we did it.
Boom.
Well, this could have been the toughest, hardest market for us, and while it was really, really hard, being where we are now and being embraced is such an accomplishment that we are grateful for that every day. And I think that you kind of, if we can knock this out of the park, it's one of those, we can do this, what can't we do?
Yeah.
So
100%.
that's where we are, I think, mentally, with the status of everything that we have in motion right now. So we have got some big things coming. So to be welcomed in the Dallas market with such open arms now that the pandemic is kind of subsiding a little bit, is really, fingers crossed, continues to work out for us. So
Absolutely.
That's wonderful.
it's
That's
a mega
exciting.
fun city, because once we can get it here, it'll start to hopefully snowball everywhere else much easier.
And also to her point, because it's such a big fashion hub, they're inundated with new brands and options and starter things. So to be able to stand out and get attention of, retailers or publications or podcasts to have something different and worth, publicizing or looking into as a new brand, it is a big accomplishment that we're quite proud of, because it's, there's
awesome.
There's a lot of people here.
There is.
Can we tell them about the one thing that we have going on soon, because it is official?
Yeah, that is
Go
true.
for it.
Yeah.
Tell us. Yeah.
Okay, so it's like our first big collaboration. I'd say first. And we have another one hopefully coming after that, but we won't tell you that one just yet. But this one is super exciting. We're really excited to be a part of it. So if you've heard of Macero Restaurants, so they've got 6 locations, working on a 7th, and so we are doing all of their creative for their Dia de los Muertos.
Oh,
I've been practicing my Spanish.
That's pretty
so we're
good.
doing all their experiential marketing and design. We're gonna have a customized cocktail on their menu, but like all the fun decorative items that you'll see in all of their restaurant locations for about a 3-week period will be kind of a Macero by Franki Ray.
Yes.
And
So
we're very
October
excited.
15th, go to your local Macero through November 3rd.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, perfect. We'll get this out.
That's exciting.
I have kind of a fun question I want to ask you guys about this. Are you guys like equally creative on this? Is this both of you like pulling into this together?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that is so
100%.
awesome. Because, in businesses, a lot of times you'll have like one person will be like really, their strength might be in a different, or maybe they're really good at the business side of things. One person might be really good at the creative side of it. But you guys both seem like you're both very creative to me.
Yeah,
Yes.
oh no, yeah. We divide and conquer in the outside of the creative aspect. The design element and creative and what we want to make, that is absolutely like 50-50. The whole point of this brand is it's a physical representation of our friendship. Like we're making things that we would like, that we love, and we do that together. Now, yeah, Stacey's way better at internet than, and I'm better at PR outreach or, basically dividing and conquering and being able to isolate those. But when it comes to what you're seeing, that is, like...
And I can see y'all's personalities in this work. Like you you're both sassy, which I love, but it's different, and you both are bringing something to this, which I think is really neat.
Yeah, we bring a lot,
like everything.
This sweat,
absolutely,
the blood,
right? Everything.
Literally everything
those
is like
usual
right here.
things.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
No, I give you kudos. I think it's
So-
fabulous. I love it. The creativity and just the spunk behind it, and the lion, the logo, all of it. It's there.
I mean, these jackets are like our second major collection. Like everything that you see is all from our very first collection. We've together have never made anything before. So while we are incredibly proud of what we have come out with just at the very beginning, we still are in a headspace of, well, what in the world are we going to do next? I can't wait.
How do you beat it, right?
Honestly, we don't even think how we can beat it. We're like the world is just open now. And
like,
we just feel like all of our opportunities and all of the options to continue on are at our disposal, because we did it once with not having a damn clue what to do.
Right.
Like, even with what I did previously, when you venture out into something like leather and something completely entirely custom, this isn't a t-shirt.
And flying to India for the weekend.
Yeah. I mean, we're like, okay, we can probably make like whatever we want now.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's more like, we got all of this made. There's nothing we can't make.
Yeah.
Right.
So we have a hard time reeling it in. And so what we do, we compartmentalize our ideas, even if it's just a verbal conversation in the car or whatever it may be. We're like, oh, this is going to be for, we have different names for different divisions already.
Yeah.
So like, this is going to be for this, this is going to be for that. So we're already piloting the lanes we're going to be in for our future collections. So
I love it.
So it will all happen. We're just tracksuits are phase 2.
All right. Well, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, you talked a lot about entrepreneurship and how it's not for the faint of heart. So I know we both love to know, what type of advice would you give to someone who's jumping into the entrepreneur boat, so to speak?
Same advice we give them all the time. And I think it's the steadfast rule of thumb. And I think Sasha, honestly, she is the epitome of doesn't stop. Like, I take breaks. I'll take like 10 breaks a day. I'm like, I need a break. Sasha's like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep working. And I like, her momentum is insane, like absolutely insane. But the truth of it is while I would never put anybody up against Sasha because you'll lose, I
want to hang out with her for a while. I want to hang out with her for a while.
You will lose. I know where I am. I am very confident in my pace. So I just leave. I let her do her thing. I do my thing. Awesome. But it's do a little bit of something every single day. And mine's more, and every other people are more of a little bit. Sasha does a lot every day.
Well, there's sometimes, but I mean, there are days where even when you don't feel like doing it, if you commit 10 to 20 minutes and just do something for it, the next time you do it, you're going to have a bigger project and you're going to have momentum and you're going to be motivated, and all of a sudden you look down or you look up and you've been working for 3 or 4 hours and you've accomplished so much more. But that is what continues to build, because if you can focus on the what's going wrong all damn day and you won't even want to get out of bed.
100%.
Like, we still have that list and it's really long.
Yes.
But you can't look at that list to keep going. You have to see what you have before you, figure out how to make it work, and do something every day to make that happen.
I love it, Sasha.
And we did that for our first 2.5 years of building this brand. We had our day jobs. We would go to each other's houses every single day for 2.5 years.
Yeah, our friends
and
were like,
work.
where are
we
you?
disappeared from life, like everything, and until midnight. And sometimes 2 a.m. then we'd get up and go to work and do it all over again. This was not easy. It was hard. It was hard to do it. And putting together just funding from the two of us and committing our paychecks to hopefully what would be our new paycheck. It was a lot of work.
Investing.
But there was never a moment until the pandemic that we were kind of like, crap. And then we had to rebuild our confidence. We really did. And you had to work to do that. But again, did not give up. We never stopped.
Not once during the thick of it, when everything seems like hopeless and you're just really down and out. Not once did either one of us ever wake up and feel like, oh shit, this was a mistake. Like, we shouldn't have done that. Never. It's like, okay, what do we need to do? How do we make this work? What rich uncle of a friend can we hustle into a duffel bag today?
I love it.
Real conversation.
No, I get it. It's hustling. I get it. And I admire the tenacity and persistence. Yeah.
So, there are those moments, but never you'll know. Like, if you does not feel like a mistake, there's not an ounce of regret. It's just making it happen.
And the alternative. What is your alternative?
Right. Yeah.
Because if you are in a space that you don't
El
particularly
Chico.
love, mine is El Chico. College job.
El Chico. I remember El Chico.
So no offense to anyone. I just personally am a terrible waitress and did not do a good job. Okay.
That's so cute.
But yeah, it's like, what's your alternative? And is that going to be harder to get up and do every day than this? And honestly, being broke is way damn better than going to work and doing something
you hate.
you don't like.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I think maybe we'll find like a new synonym for broke, because I think that
It's just invested.
Yeah, it's just
It's
invested.
passionately
Right.
investing
Right.
in what you love to do.
Yeah,
that
and
you'll
we're
do it for free.
and the wheels are in motion
Illiquid.
now.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Hey man, Nike did not operate on a profit.
That's right.
I mean, until they sold and were bought out and made a public company, they fueled all of their money and dumped every ounce of it back into the business to fulfill orders and to continue to grow.
Yes.
They were not a profitable company. They lived on the float for over a decade.
That won't be us though.
No, you're not going there. Well, and I think you guys are awesome. I want to finish up with this final question. You guys have said like a lot of really good things that are going to tie into this, but I want you real quick to just tell me, what is success to you? What does that mean to you?
Ooh, I think we're living it, honestly. I mean, sure, we want like, I want to put a moat around my house or whatever.
I have not had anybody ever say that one. I love it, Stacey. I love it. You have your own private little oasis with a moat.
Yeah, so whatever your dreams are.
I think it's designing your day, like living your day the way that you want. Like, yes, I mean, I don't think it's to have zero obligation, but for all of it to be an obligation that you want. And that's it. Like, we didn't get into this to not work. We knew it would be, but it's a lot easier and way more gratifying to work for yourself and accomplish something and a goal that you set. Like, we're only doing things that we want to get done. Right. And
even if you technically don't do a good job, you're like, but it's our job. Like, we're doing it for ourselves.
Yeah.
And so it's like, even then, we're still like, we can't really count it as failure because of what we're doing and who we're doing it for, which is we're doing exactly what we've dreamed of doing, and we're doing it for ourselves.
But also maybe Beyonce will know who we are.
Oh yeah,
that would be.
You guys are
awesome.
amazing.
Oh yeah,
I love it. I love
bag.
Yeah, I love your energy and your pizzazz, and it's definitely clear that you love what you're doing. I can certainly, you're resonating with me because I feel the same way when I get going about the things that I love doing.
Yes.
It's very hard for me to be quiet about it.
I saw the pat on the back from Bree.
Yes, she knows. Sasha totally resonates with me with the workhorse and all of it. I'm like, you and I need to hang out for a day. I think we would have a lot of fun. We would probably never sit down.
What to do list? It's like,
yes,
it's gone.
yes, it would be so much fun. But no, I can totally feel y'all's passion and your energy and your fire, and I can tell that you love what you're doing. And I agree with everything you said. I think it is all about doing what you love to do. That you would be willing to do it for free. But the beauty of that is when you passionately love what you're doing, you get paid for it because it shows. It comes through your enthusiasm, your work, everything you do, and you're doing it. You're living it. So congratulations. I love it.
Thanks. We're
I love
so
it.
happy you guys could be here.
And I love your work. I mean, oh my gosh, I love your bags. They're gorgeous. And so our audience, definitely go to their site. So tell us, where do they find you? Tell them where. Tell our people where to come check you out.
So FrankiRay.com, and it's FrankiRay.com, and then on the old Instagram, it's Franki FRANKI.RAY. That's where the party is. Our Insta's really fun.
I love the scroll across.
Yeah. Hey man,
That's it. That's
this is neat. It's
Well,
you
put
see
up
here.
if Beyonce's watching or listening. Go to
Yes,
Franki Ray.
hey,
I love
babe.
it. So
Let's
great.
just manifest it, Beyonce.
That's
Beyonce,
right. Manifest.
Beyonce.
Let's get information.
100%. Well, you guys have been incredible. We do want to tell you thank you for stopping by here, showing us your stuff, and sharing all your vivacious energy with us. Like, I'm all inspired now.
Yes.
We're like, we're
Go do this
feeling it.
again.
Absolutely. And so we do, of course, want to say to our listeners, check them out for sure. Their stuff. They're amazing women, and they're powerhouses, like a force to be reckoned with here. And of course, if you enjoy our podcast, please be sure you give us a rating both on iTunes and Facebook. We can't do this without you. And hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Yeah.
And also head over to startergirls.com, pick up that free gift. And our partner, Foundation for Choice, is looking for mentors for their high school students. They also need volunteers for the TCU football games this fall. So if that sounds like something you want to sign up for, head over to foundationforchoice.org and learn more today.
That's right. All right, we're going to leave you guys with a couple final thoughts. And I think you girls are going to totally resonate with this one. She remembered who she was, and the game changed. And that is by Lala Delia. Sounds like that's. I'm liking at the name, but I just like the quote. I think it's amazing. That'd be like a good thing to put on like a cup or something, right? Yeah. Put on something great. All right, and of course, in order to have success, you must start, and every start begins with a decision. You guys take care, be safe, and be kind to one another. We will see you next time.